Can science detect the soul leaving the body? It's one of the most profound questions we've ever asked, not just in science, but in the entire human experience. What are we really? Are we just flesh and neurons? A product of biology and evolution? Or is there something else? Something invisible that leaves when we die? In 1907, Dr. Duncan McDougall set out to answer that question in the most literal way possible. He wanted to weigh the soul. He built a large scale capable of detecting minute changes in weight and placed terminally ill patients on it. When they died, he observed a sudden drop, about 21 grams, he claimed, unaccounted for by physical explanations. He repeated the test with animals, and no weight loss was recorded. To him, that supported the idea that humans had something extra, a soul. Critics were quick to point out the flaws: small sample size, flawed methodology, uncontrolled conditions. But still, the idea stuck. 21 grams. The weight of a butterfly, the weight of a soul. It became a legend, a myth with just enough mystery to stay alive. But the real mystery was just beginning. Let's jump ahead to the present. Today, science is far more advanced, and so is our understanding of death, especially through the study of near-death experiences, or NDEs. Doctors like Dr. Sam Parnia, a cardiologist and leading NDE researcher, have conducted massive studies in hospitals, where patients who were clinically dead were brought back, sometimes minutes or even hours later, and what they report is astonishing. They say they left their bodies. They describe floating above, watching the doctors work on them. They describe seeing family, loved ones who had already passed. Some even describe a life review reliving every moment, not from their point of view, but from the point of view of the people they affected, feeling the impact of their kindness and their cruelty. In the AWARE study, over 2,000 cardiac arrest patients were tracked across hospitals in the US and UK. A significant number reported clear, structured memories of events that occurred while they had no measurable brain activity. That shouldn't be possible. If the brain is off, where are these memories being stored? One patient accurately described the placement of medical equipment and conversations that occurred while he was unconscious. His eyes taped shut, heart not beating, EEG showing zero activity. That suggests something radical. Consciousness might not be confined to the brain. If that's true, then what is it? Where does it go when we die? And could that be what we call the soul? Now, let's talk about the energy body, something many ancient traditions have spoken of, and some modern researchers have tried to study. Semyon Kirlian discovered that high-frequency electrical currents could produce images of living things surrounded by glowing fields. These were dubbed auras, and some believed they reflected life force or soul energy. Kirlian photography became famous. People tried to capture the aura of plants, animals, even human fingertips. Some claimed that the aura changed with emotion, illness, even faded completely at the moment of death. More recently, gas discharge visualization, or GDV, expanded on Kirlian's work, offering high-resolution images of these energy fields. In a few monitored cases, energy fields around the body shifted dramatically or even disappeared entirely as someone passed away. Skeptics argue that it's just electromagnetic activity, no soul involved. But if life produces a unique, radiant signature, and that signature vanishes at death, are we not seeing something profound? And then there's the use of infrared and electromagnetic sensors in rooms where patients are dying. Some researchers claim to have captured flashes of light, spikes in EM fields, sudden temperature drops, moments before or just after death. None of this is definitive proof, and science is right to be cautious. There are always other variables. Equipment can fail. Human perception is flawed. But there's something about this question that keeps pushing people to try. Let's not forget that science once couldn't measure radiation, or electricity, or atoms. Just because we can't detect something yet doesn't mean it's not there. Maybe we're using the wrong tools to study something that exists on another plane. This leads us to the concept of non-local consciousness. It's the idea that consciousness isn't produced by the brain, but rather transmitted through it, like a signal through a TV. When the TV breaks, the signal doesn't disappear, it simply stops being displayed. This theory has roots in quantum physics, where phenomena like entanglement and non-locality show that particles can affect each other across vast distances instantly. It hints at a universe where everything is connected, and consciousness could be something fundamental to existence. It's not just a byproduct of biology. Even Nobel Prize-winning scientists like Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff have proposed models like Orco-R, suggesting that quantum processes inside the brain may be the seat of consciousness, and possibly it's linked to a broader, non-local field. If that's true, then the death of the body might not be the end of awareness, just the end of physical transmission. So back to the question. Can science detect the soul leaving the body? We don't have a clear answer. Not yet. But across decades and disciplines, from weight loss experiments to energy field photography, from NDE reports to quantum consciousness, the puzzle pieces suggest something extraordinary. Maybe we're on the edge of a scientific revolution. Or maybe we're just scratching the surface of something that transcends science as we know it. But the question remains, and maybe that's what makes us human: the need to ask, to seek, and to believe there's something more. Because if there is, maybe death isn't the end. Maybe it's the return, and the soul was never really gone.